Now, in summary, Judah is instructed by Israel or by Jacob, the father. When he goes to marry, he tells him to go to marry from among the children of God, maybe the children of God who had settled there from their Jewish society or community. Like you remember, like Jacob was told when he was running away, he went to Laban's home, you remember. So he went to get the wife from there. Now, Judah goes and mingles with the Canaanites. Remember, the Israelites were told not to mingle with the Canaanites. So he formed association with the Canaanites. Okay? And the wife got 3 sons. The wife from the Canaanites got 3 sons. And the 3 sons, 2 of them died. One of his sons had married. The wife is the one who was called Tamar. So Tamar was the daughter-in-law of Judah. So to cut this story short, now Judah promises Tamar that because I have no son left, the youngest son is young, but you want to wait for him to grow, and then maybe he will marry you, and then you extend the genealogy of the family. That one did not happen. There are several problems which befall to this family. Now, the daughter-in-law was a widow, was childless, and the father-in-law has not fulfilled the promise. He said that the youngest son now, who is alive, will grow up and then subdue the family or increase the family of the brother. What we find here is that it did not happen. So Tamar deceived or dressed like a harlot. And when there was the ceremony, the shearing the sheep, it was accompanied by the ceremony of many people coming and celebrating during that time. It was like an industry. They sheep the sheep, and then they get the wool from them, and which make woolen coats or dress or clothes. Now, Tamar, in that guise of becoming like a harlot, makes the father-in-law, who was having celebrations with the company of the Canaanites, to go to her. But when he went, he could not have exchange of money with the harlot. So the Lord told him, now, if you want to come to my house, you should leave some things which should identify you. When you come back, when you get money, you come and pay. So what happens? He leaves his ring, the sign, it's called the signet, the ring, the cord, and the staff. The walking staff is the walking stick, like something which shows that he is the leader of the family. So he leaves them, and then at that moment, Tamar goes away. He goes and brings the goat, but that goat, the people who brought the goat could not find Tamar, because Tamar was not a harlot. So after 3 months, Tamar conceives. And as it was the tradition, somebody who is a widow getting a child, the widow had to be killed or burned. And that's how strong it was. So Judah himself now suggests that now we should burn my daughter-in-law because she has messed up. So the daughter-in-law said, before you can subject me to punishment, allow me to defend myself. And then she said, okay, who is the owner of this ring? People knew rings, This is for Judah. Who is the owner of this coat? Like it was a good coat, a good outfit. It was said it is for Judah. And whose staff, like staff, they had like the Moran, like the Maasai. So that one ended like that. The men were never stoned, the men were never killed, according to that tradition, but the women were killed. So that one saved Tamar. And the child Tamar begat was called Perez. And Perez was the lineage of Jesus Christ. Perez begat David. David, from the family of David, that's where Jesus comes from, right? From Nazareth. So even if there was this deception, God's grace surpasses human understanding. So there was a lot of deceptions here. We have been seeing Jacob deceives, the brothers deceives the father. Judah, the son of Israel, deceives. The daughter-in-law deceives him. So it was covered with a lot of deceptions. There can be many deceptions which we can get rid of. One, if young people, or even old people, not always young people, even old people, you mingle with people with different manners or bad ways or bad manners, you have bad manners. Bad decisions opens up doors for another bad decision. So it's good to stop the bad decision from the onset. So a bad decision cannot solve the problem. That's why sometimes now people say, okay, you want to tell me not to do this, but you are doing this, or he is doing that, so should you continue? No, the bad decision needs to stop. We should grow up principles. So, to finish, Tamar, the lineage is saved by the grace of God. And we are seeing God's gracious action taking place here in the wicked world. So even if you see that the world is getting into more trouble, God's people will come out as much as there is a lot of deceptions, Joseph comes out in a world which was corrupt that way. So we will also come out safe when we lean on Christ and we stay put on the right principles. God bless you.
Can I say something, please?
1 minute? Okay.
Yeah. I think that's a very important story of Judah and the daughter-in-law. But you know, when they realized that this daughter-in-law whose husband died is pregnant, then the clan must have been up in arms to just get this woman to understand that she was a widow and she didn't have to go do that before what the teacher said. But now, Judah is the one who was more angry. But when the woman said the owner of the child needs to bring the signet and all that he promised, then he finds he's the one who is more of a sinner than the woman. Sometimes we judge others without checking ourselves. We're the ones who are immoral out there, but then we come here, we want to judge others against their sin. May God help us to understand what the story of Judah will teach us. Thank you.
Thank you. Kefa, you had said it has several parallels with Jesus Christ. Yeah, when Judah heard this, he kept quiet. When that woman at the well, when Jesus said, now, if you are not, come and be the first to stone her, what did they do? They just ran away. Elder?
The whole episode, when you look at it, this narrative of and the behavior of Judah, I don't understand really how Judah couldn't recognize the daughter-in-law. Number two, that's number one. Number two, what are we getting from all of this story? Because the background of the coming of our Savior is coming from such a worst background. What does it tell us in our Christian life? What are we getting from these backgrounds and all this stuff?
Number one, Tamar deceives, the regular people dressed in a regular way. The widowed mothers dressed in another way. That was the origin. The harlots dressed in a different way, whereby even if you are 1 mile away, you will identify that's a harlot. That's I don't know, Nairobi, River Odoro, which one, Koinange Street. It's known. That is somewhere. And they can deceive. That one is real. People, even usual people, even here, you change, you put a weave, you put a different thing, you are different. And you put those things which, I don't know, which are doing like that. Eyelashes. You put them there, and then they cook like that. You are different. And then you take a makeup which is, you become maybe black if you are brown. You become quite different. So that's how it happened. That technology seems to be there in that age. Number two, all the ways of salvation, I think I have not seen them coming from a fine family, royal family. No, but I have not seen. Look at that young small girl, 8-year-old Syrian slave girl. It's the one who tells Naaman, the centurion, that small girl, David had more than 40 wives. Or to be specific, he had more than 40 wives, okay? And so, okay. We are saying this way. The bottom line, how did he end up? Si mtu anakunywa pombe hapo nje, anasema Mungu nisaidie, si amekuwa Mkristo. Utamwambia wewe ni shetani? All right. There are several lessons. We are just looking at the grace of God. Now we are not fighting. Why can't it be like this? No, the grace of God, which has befallen humankind, is the one which is saving. We cannot be saved. All of us will run away like those people who wanted to stone that lady who was caught broad daylight. So the question will come, but the point is, the more you associate yourself, for example, in my part I was saying, with those people of bad manners, you have bad manners. So what should you do? Resist. How do we resist? Pray that God will help us.
Okay, the main point, the main emphasis for this week has been how God turns evil or unfortunate situations into the one that is filled with grace and hope. So I had my brother Keva cover the story of Joseph in Potiphar's house. And Jeremiah was going to cover the dreams of Joseph, but unfortunately, I've been notified that we are very late because we started late. So I want to encourage you, because there's a lot we can learn when we attend Sabbath school. And there's a lot we can discuss that will help us grow spiritually. Let us try to keep time so that we can have time to deliberate. So, because the timekeeper, he told me to finish. Okay. I'm told to give Jeremiah to finish just a dream.